Hey everybody, welcome to my grammar class, and today we are going to learn about when AR and ER say air. So it can be a little bit confusing because AR and ER have their own sounds. AR says R and ER says how you would think. So we'll teach you how to identify when that works, and then give you a spelling trick, small spelling trick that will help you. Now we have this word, and we're going to break it apart and teach you how to read it. So we're going to find our vowels, okay? And then look, we have one consonant in the middle, so we're going to bring it to the end. And we're going to put that one right there. So now look, let's find our vowels. And we have one consonant in the middle, so we're going to take it to the end. So we have our two vowels. We have one consonant in the middle, so we'll take it to the end. And then we have our two vowels, okay? So now just so you know, doing this way, I have broken apart really hard words and played with it, and this works so well. So now let's see if we could read it. Modu. Now let's first see where the accent is. 1, 2, 3. And a big word like that, it's going to be here most of the time. So that's going to say A because it's the accented syllable and it's open. So it's going to say modularity. Well, modularity doesn't even make sense. So let's put this D over here. And we're just playing with the word. So let's try it. Modularity. Now you can hear that it's saying something. Okay, well, let's fix something else. We're gonna put the R over here. Modularity. So look at this. How this AR says air when it's followed by a vowel. That's what happens, okay? So let me show you, like this word right here, rare. What's happening there? Let's look at rare, okay? That is a silent E syllable. When that E is jumping over, it's making that A say A. And that's what's happening here. This I is saying A. Arity. But when you have an X next to an R, it's going to say air. But you can hear that A sound. Okay? So that will help you a little bit. Now also, look at this. Module. This is a smaller base word. Module. Okay? And this U makes that D sound like it's a J. Module. And that's why it's so important that you know that you have bigger words, modular, modularity. So let's break this. I'm going to put this into syllables. M-O-D. I'm going to just put it how we have. Now, not always will this happen in the smaller word, but we're going to, and then U-L-E, module. Okay? So we have a suffix that we're going to put on here. Okay, now A-R, E-R, and O-R say at the end of a word when it's not accented. Okay, so we're going to change this right here. L-A-R. Okay, so modular. So these says when it's not accented at the end of a word, like dollar. Now here is a suffix. These are all suffixes. Most of the time when you hear at the end of a word, you're going to want to use this as the suffix, but not always. Sometimes you have both of these, like tractor. Tract means to pull. It's a Latin root, and you add the O-R onto it, but it says okay? Dollar, if you think about dollar, now that is its very own base word, but it's saying because it's not accented. So, but now let's add our suffix ity to it. I-T-Y, okay? So now look at that. 1, 2, 3. Now it's saying air because this is the accented syllable. See how rare is the accented syllable? It's the accent. This is changing where the accent goes. Now, a lot of times, most of the time, I should say, a closed O turns to schwa, but not in this word. So sometimes it doesn't. So you just go with it. Modularity. Now, this is really fun. Look at this, what this does. And this will help you spell other words. It'll help you spell this word if you know modularity is part of module. So here, listen, module. What is that letter? It sounds like it's a J. So, but look, modular. You can hear the L in there, and you can hear the D here. Modularity. But you can kind of hear modularity. It still says the J sound, but it's helping you hear it. You can definitely hear the L strong in this one. Module. This one's a harder one to hear, but you can hear it in this one. Really, really hard. This one is a little bit harder, but anyways, let's go to this word. And I'm gonna go ahead and just decode it. So we're gonna find our vowels, right? But I know that this goes over here, so I'm gonna go ahead. Now, we talked about sometimes when you have the vowel here, the R is gonna go this direction, which we did the first one. And then obviously sometimes it's not. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this together the way we're gonna put it L-A-R and then I-T-Y. Okay, so whichever you feel the best that you can be able to read it, whether if you're gonna put the R over here or leave it as a vowel R to try to decode your word, popularity, okay? Popularity. Now look at this word. This has a base word also, popular. But see how the AR right here is not a suffix like modular was? This is part of the base word, but it has the AR. And then you have the itty is your base word. So let's break this word apart. Now, this word, first off, is a Latin root. So if you look at a word and say, okay, how can I break that? Oh, Latin root, chameleon. If you even barely study your chameleons and your Latin roots, you will probably be able to spot this right off the bat. Also, let's look at it. So let's find your vowels. You always look for your vowels first when you're breaking apart a letter. And how many are in the middle? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is quite a bit. So you do a 1-3 split. Now, STR typically stays together, and it's a nice 3-letter blend. But also when you see 4 letters like this, you'll find them in compound words. And then if you have 4 letters like that, see if you can find right off the bat if it's a compound word and separate your words. So here we have the 2 letters. We're gonna do the 1-3 split, and it breaks you right where your prefix is, okay? So S-T-R-U, okay? And now look, we have our 2 vowels, we have 2 in the middle, so we're gonna break that two consonants right in the middle, we're gonna break it down in half, and then T-E-D, okay? Now this says constructed. Now, you're probably thinking, well, why would you do that when we're working on the vowel R? This right here is confusable. So when children see this R, they want to call it an R. And so they want to say starructed. And you need to teach them, if you have a vowel before your R, then it's a vowel R. But if you have the vowel following it and there's not one here, then you know that they need to call this sound. I don't know how many children I've had to really reinforce that this says and not R. Okay? So that's why I put that in there. So and then whatever this vowel sound, whether this is a closed syllable, so we know it's going to say struct. Okay? So let's break apart this word. This is a really fun word to actually teach this rule. So now, we know a vowel R followed by a consonant is going to stay a vowel R. So we can just break it where the vowel R is. So, and then we're going to write our B. So now we have our vowels here. Well, which way should we go on that? We're going to, we don't know, so maybe we'll just put it over here, B-A-R-I-C. Well, let's see if we can read the word. Barbaric. Okay, we never heard of that word. Let's move it over here and see if it's going to say, if it sounds right. Barbaric. Now remember, this says air if it's followed by a vowel. Okay? Barbaric. Now this is a really fun word that teaches you that rule. See, look. It says R followed by a consonant, and this says air followed by a vowel. Okay? I would maybe put that in on the spelling list rule so you can see how that works. Now let's just read some words in here that follow this rule or this reading rule. Clarity, clarify, heresy. Now look at this one. See how this one is the ER, how it's saying air right here? Hair is C. Ceremony, Sharon, inheritance, warily, marathon, para. Now para is a prefix and you will find it in lots of words. Okay, so this just right here should be memorized. Peril, Jeremy, marinade. Now look at this. This is kind of fun. We have carrot. Now, this is the symbol for a carrot when you want to insert something in your sentence or something that's that was left out. So that's how you spell it, and it's this reading. This air says air because of this vowel, but look at this carrot. This is the crunch crunch. I'm going to eat a carrot. Look, ARR says air, and we talked about that in the last lesson. So this R forces this AR to say air. And now also carat, this is a measurement, like a 14 carat. And so most of the time when you're spelling words, you spell it with a C, but look, this one is not following that rule. And sometimes that just happens. You spell it with a C unless it's an E, I, or a Y. But that one doesn't follow the rule because obviously that needed to be that kind of carrot. So now we have parent. Okay, so let's look up here and talk about this word. So garlic. This says R when it's followed by a consonant. Clergy. This says when it's followed by a consonant. So anyways, that is the lesson, and I hope you have a lot of patience with me because I was reviewing a lesson, actually it was lesson 4, and I made a spelling error. So I have so much writing that I do on here that sometimes I don't catch it until after I've recorded and I can't fix it on the recording. So anyways, I hope you enjoy studying with me, and I love teaching this to you. So anyways, have a great day. We'll see you later.